hear you talk about how you read people's mind. Like when you go to parties, you go to lounge or club, when the DJ is playing his song and people are not dancing, most people will tell you that this DJ, no, they say this song is not entering. So when you have comedy shows and stand-up comedies, and then you have you're cracking your joke, and then some people are not laughing, and then you're looking at the crowd, you're seeing that people are not laughing, they're just busy playing with their phone or doing. What message does it send to you, and how do you, at that point, how do you change that environment?
People are there are different strokes for different folks. If you go to a place where they don't, I like to make my jokes in English, but if I go there and I see that these people not be English people, you have to switch to Pidgin. But there are some people who are too good with the English, who are still trying to perfect our craft. There are some, what's his name? Damola. Damola will crack his joke in English throughout and you will laugh. So there are some people who are that good, but some of us, we know how to say, oh, this audience, nah, wadata. Or nyanya. So let's that, and that's on the lighter note, not so smart. So these are the kind of people. So you just switch quickly to what you read the mood, you tell the kind of people who are there.
Now let's begin this conversation first taking our quote from James B. Stewart, who is an American lawyer, journalist, and author. He once said, "There's a question that the internet generally and Netflix specifically upended the traditional content distribution supply chain and caused profound changes in the entertainment industry." My next quote will be from, okay, let me just leave the next quote because I'm not sure you want to hear it. Now, let's see how this quote relates to what we'll be discussing today. Very warm greetings and welcome to The Conversation. We're reaching you from Kaftan's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Annabel Orji. Now, if you see me, it means that you are alive, and I hope that you are well. Merry Christmas to all of our viewers in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, from wherever you're watching us from. We do appreciate you. We appreciate every day that you tune to your TV or your whatever device you're watching us from. We appreciate you a great deal, and here's me saying Merry Christmas to you and your loved ones. Now, like every year, the year 2023 was filled with many highs and many lows. You have practitioners in the Nigerian entertainment industry sector, from the death, the birth, the endorsement, controversies, breakups, and laudable feats, gave challenges and good news to different individuals. But today on The Conversation, my guest on the show today is Ybits Oketa, who is a compare, and he's a comedian. It's great to have you on the show today.
Thank you, Annabelle.
Great. And then we also have Loudvoice comedian. He is a comedian. Great to have you on the show.
I prefer stage. By now they were on the show. You're quiet. I need to have you too.
Great. So welcome to the show. All right. So now let's first of all start by let's understand what exactly. We'll start with you, Ybits. What does showbiz mean to you, with all of your years, your months of experience? How exactly would you describe showbiz?
Just to keep it simple, as the name showbiz is, that's like two words put together, show and business. So it has to do with show off. Yeah, like so a show of a craft.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a craft that you're showing off, whether you're dancing, whether you're singing, if you're doing comedy, whatever kind of comedy, either as a stand-up or as a skit maker, you have to show it off.
Okay.
And then in the show, there is a business. That's why it's called showbiz. So that's just to keep it simple.
Okay, so are you going to keep it simple, Loudvoice? What's the showbiz way?
So it's showbiz. It's two words. You understand? Show and business. Are you getting it now? Are you there?
It looks like he's the comedian you brought here today. So now I'm the show. My name is Ybits.
Nice. All right then. So for the fact that you've been a compare and a comedian all along, tell us, in all your years of experience, what's it like? How was 2023 for you? How would you compare every other year with 2023? Was it all good, all bad, or even terrible?
You know, because of who I am, I'm going to be honest with you, but because of who I am, I'm going to say, Bible says, count it all joy when you go through diverse tests. This has been one of the hardest years for me.
Oh, wow. How so?
Yeah, I won't have to get into all of that, but politics, business, everything, the fall of rising shares price, rising the fall of our currency and all that affected a lot of things. You see that people don't get to do a lot of events that they used to do, and all that. It affected not just me, but almost every, I wouldn't say everybody, almost every vendor who's into entertainment. So for me, this was the hardest for me, but I came out strong. Yeah, I came out strong. I don't think I've ever had it this hard before. Yeah, never had it this hard.
Okay, so is it same for you, Loudvoice? So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how would you rate 2023 in terms of your kind of business?
Okay, for my kind of business, I would say average. Yeah, that's a 5.
Okay.
Yes, because the previous years, this year is actually the year I hated cousins.
4 cousins.
Cousins. Oh, nice cousins.
Oh, big brother.
Because for the fact that the prices of things in the market are quite expensive.
Okay.
So it's an obvious fact that as a comedian, your bill should also go up. You understand? Because you also visit the same market they visit. But when they call you for an event, they'll tell you that, say things don't cost. I bet you will reduce price for us. So it's actually awkward. Then the ones that will even finally agree to say, okay, we'll pay you. Maybe 3 days to the event or a week to the event, they say, no, so one of my cousins say, will help me do it. That's why I say anything cousin. I hate that. I hate cousin. Are you getting it? But in a nutshell, we came out strong. That's just the most important. We came out strong, It's getting better, especially the period when you try to review your price, when you try to say, okay, let me take it a notch higher. Let me at least increase my fee, considering the services I'm actually rendering. Let me increase my fee. Be rest assured that you might be hungry for some time, okay? But when you create that particular balance, then you're good to go.
Yeah. Okay, so now here you say that because you also use the same market that other people use. Now, most people have the mentality that service providers are not supposed to increase their fare because the next thing they'll ask you is, dollar don't rise. How would I want to consign your service?
Exactly, because clothes will go come your event, dollar no go affect them. Fuel will go buy put for car, it's not high. Food will buy for house or family, it's not high. So all these things, put together, because you already do your normal 9 to 5. Okay, this is more or less like this is what I do. Are you getting it? I have my master's degree, but I've never applied for a job in my life. I never do any other work. This is the only job I do.
That's why he's a master of ceremony.
Yeah.
So this is the job I do. So whether we like it or not, whatever affects the general economy affects me personally. So I also have bills to pay. Okay, you see landlords increasing rents. I also pay my rent. You understand? Because I don't stay with my parents, so I'll pay rent. Are you getting it? So they shouldn't ever say dollar don't high. You are just a service provider. No, this thing are intellectual property.
True.
It costs a lot to think. For you to sit down and think, to come out fresh every now and then, it takes a lot. You understand? Except they will agree, say, more you got 1995 joke, more you just repeat and they go and they will accept and they pay the money, no problem.
Okay, so now because you talked about 1995 joke, let's go back to that. Now, how would you compare what you had during the days of Sam Loko Ife, during the days of Nkemo, the Zebudayas, and then how would you compare then with what you have now, having you guys in the block?
Okay, even then, you know,
that's I'm local die. He's a veteran in this industry. No,
I was a child watching this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so my first I knew that old man there. So, but basically, there are various kinds of comedy.
Okay.
You understand? We have the stand-up. We have, even inside stand-up, we have different types. We have slapsticks. We have different types. Okay. So their own, they act comedy. Most of them never do stand-up comedy.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, but can a stand-up comedian act?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, a stand-up comedian can act, but it's very possible for a stand-up comedian not to be able to even act and be funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get?
Okay.
For example, now a skit maker will do everything to make you laugh. But if you bring him on stage, he might not be able to do it.
Oh.
So it is not all of them that can do stand-up. It's just a few of them, a very few of them. You understand? And a stand-up comedian might not also be able to make you laugh when doing skits.
Oh, okay.
So people should just know their area of strength and focus on it. Because stand-up comedy is actually the most difficult. I will explain. Because being a skit maker, when you finish acting a skit, you do everything. You can watch it. You call a few friends to watch it. If it's not funny, just come out this part, add this laugh, add this all these other talk that they have. You are a mumuma, you are whatever. They add everything put together.
And those things are like spices.
Exactly, spice up that particular one
Okay.
to bring it out. But stand-up comedy, they get your result instantly. As you just talk, you get one man, the last are you getting? So you see your result. Whether people are a skit maker, whether people laugh to it or not, they don't even know.
Ah.
Of course.
Yes.
The sad part is that you post a skit, maybe a 5-minute skit. After dropping it in like less than 1 minute, somebody will go like laughing. Oh, this was so funny. And you never watch them. You understand? How can you comment under 1 minute for a 5-minute skit?
Just like someone said, when you are typing, you just put lol, but you are frowning.
Exactly. Exactly. In fact, you just explained it. You just explained it. You understand? So, stand-up comedy, as at then, I think we had Ali Baba, Mohamed Danjuma. You know, we had some of our top men then doing.
But they're still relevant. So it means that
till date. So it's just that the stand-up industry grew over the years. Okay, back then nobody actually saw it as a thing. Okay, we focused more on the Zebudaya movie. We enjoy even till date. Movie still sells. Movie still sells. Okay, we have very good guys doing whatever, like what's this man's name? Chasinoji.
Great guy.
Lots of them like that, you know. So these are two different forms of comedy. I would just appreciate stand-up because stand-up has actually come to stay. It grew over the years.
Okay.
So presently now we are having a stand-up comedy specials on Netflix and another media, whatever. So stand-up grew over the years. So there are two different forms of comedy.
Ah, great. Okay. So now let's come to you, Ybits. First, let me even ask, what is this? Is this the new crude having to wear black shades? Even inside, you see, go to churches, you see you guys wearing shade. Are you hiding something from your eyes?
This is just because the future is too bright. We have to put our future is too bright. We shade up.
Okay, so now when you prepare for your comedy show or when you prepare for any program that you have, what are the efforts you put in just so the viewers or your audience are able to appreciate at least what you bring on stage? How much work do you put to ensure that just one comedy show is what every audience, the value that they look forward to?
Okay, now I'm going to say this. I know that a lot of people don't know, but I've not seen any good comedian who does not write a joke.
Okay.
Everything, most of the 2/3 of the things we say, they are written for a good comedian.
So it's not like you just wake up and
You
then
don't
you know
just wake up and no. There are cases where you have spontaneity. People are spontaneous when you're saying something and then something. He's good with that. He's crazy with. Sorry for the word, but he's amazing with spontaneity. You can just be here now. Before we started the show. You heard some of the words he was throwing at you and all that. So there are some people who are amazing with spontaneity. Good, but it's not enough to do spontaneity as a comedian. You have to write your jokes, and that's the kind of work we put in. Most of the things. I'll give you an example of a guy that you might think he doesn't write jokes. Mr. Paul. You would think that Mr. Paul is just playful on stage, but all the funny things he says that seem like people say Mr. Rubbish, he say he's talking rubbish, but all those things he does, they are written.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. So you can imagine how much you have to write these things, rehearse them. Ask yourself, if it's not funny to you, it won't be funny to the next person. And then you begin to look for a friend who's reasonable to ask for how you see this thing. He enter, be no enter. We do that.
Wow.
Yeah,
You do that
we do
too?
that. If you're married, you crack it to your wife, and that's why you have your wife not laughing at your show sometimes. They never
Because they've heard it before.
They are your people, the people you always rehearse them with. And then amazingly, sometimes you might say something that is different from what you said to her or your friend, and then they begin to laugh because they've not seen that part of you before.
Okay.
So it's a great deal of work put into comedy. We write jokes, we rehearse them, and then we try to read the people's mind, what to say per time, what not to say. All of these things, these are things that are done to make comedy.
Okay, so I hear you talk about how you read people's mind. Like when you go to parties, you go to lounge or club, when the DJ is playing his song and people are not dancing, most people will tell you that this DJ, they say this song is not entering. So when you have comedy shows and stand-up comedies, and then you have you're cracking your joke and then some people are not laughing, and then you're looking at the crowd, you're seeing that people are not laughing, they're just busy playing with their phone or doing. What message does it send to you, and how do you at that point, how do you change that environment?
People are like there are different strokes for different folks. If you go to a place where they don't, I like to make my jokes in English, but if I go there and I see that these people be English people, you have to switch to pidgin. But there are some people who are too good with the English. We are still trying to perfect our craft. There are some what's his name, Damola will crack his joke in English throughout and you will laugh. So there are some people who are that good, but some of us, we know how to say, oh, this audience, nah, wadata, or nyanya. So let's that, and that's on a lighter note, not so smart. So these are the kind of people. So you just switch quickly to what you read the mood, you tell the kind of people who are there. If they are elderly people who don't understand much English, why are you speaking plenty of English? Or even if you're going to speak the English, tune it down a little.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a whole lot.
Okay, so I'll bring that same question to you, Loudvoice, because I know he talked about the fact that you're spontaneous. And then I remember the days of Clint the Drunk. They would just insult you and people will be laughing. So at some point, have you gotten to that extent where, two questions, and I'd like you to unbundle them in one breath. One is, when you get to that mood where people are just not laughing, how do you get spontaneous immediately just to change the environment? And secondly, have you ever cracked a joke trying to insult, is it yab or insult, but then it was taken wrongly?
Say my unbundle them in one breath.
You see, I told you. I didn't even think of that.
Okay, maybe I'll start from the second.
Okay,
maybe because I forgot the first one you asked, but let me just start from the second. Me personally, I'm not a fan to maybe yabbing people at events.
Picking an audience.
In fact, the shows I do, I try as much as possible to give rules and regulations to my comedians. You don't pick on anybody in the audience. Because people that came there, they came to laugh and not to be laughed at.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah, because the joke is never funny to whoever you are yabbing.
What if when you see them laughing?
They might be laughing. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you just do some things to cover, everybody laugh to feel, say, man, mean anything to me. Do you understand? But deep down, the joke is never funny to whoever you're yabbing.
Okay.
The joke is never funny to the person. Okay? There are places for spontaneity. In fact, one of the reasons why I don't allow comedians speak on the audience is because, why they said it already, most comedians, they don't want to prepare for events anymore. They don't want to prepare. You rehearse. Every event comes with its own challenges.
True.
You wouldn't say, okay, for example, you are being invited for a government function. Then you just go, they say, anyhow, we'll just go there. Okay, are you going to go there and start yabbing the president? Or you want to yab the former president? He won't even hear you. That's the beauty of that one. You say maybe you go for treatment or you get to go. Every other person, you understand, that are there, they are top dignitaries. So you can't do such a thing there. So you need to prepare. So it means that if you can prepare for this particular event, you should prepare for even children's parties.
True.
Oh.
Yes. Every event comes, you can't. There are some things.
Children's party should be easier though. Because children also
hardest.
Not.
Oh really?
The hardest job.
Because, for example, let me give you an example. For a doctor, a medical doctor, how do you tell what is wrong with the child? How do you tell? You have to always think of what to make the child happy.
I thought children are always happy people.
I think I went for a child's birthday recently, and the celebrant, 6-year-old, he was not laughing. He woke up from sleep. He came with his brothers, his elder brother and the youngest. 6-year-old.
They're not dedicated for church.
6-year-old birthday. Do you understand? So he came with the siblings, and they were coming. The siblings were excited about the birthday, but he wasn't. He just woke up. They brought them to the venue. So how do you make that kind of boy laugh? So I was just thinking, and I started teasing him, and he got into the mood.
Okay.
Do you understand?
So you have to bring them into the mood.
You put people in the mood.
Okay.
You also, that's why we go for events. You see some props. We used to play games and all that. If you didn't rehearse, if you didn't think of what you were going to do at the event, how did you go with that props? How did you know that these props will work? How did you? Sometimes when myself and Loudvoice co-anchor an event together, people always tell us, "Una de rehearsal." Do you understand? But that's because we have synergy. We've thought about what to do. We've talked about it. How can we do this and all that? So that's the kind of thing. And back to what you asked, Loudvoice, there's truly no comedian who would not pick on people. That would be like us lying. We sometimes pick on people, but we try not to be offensive.
Okay.
Do you understand? For example, you cannot tell somebody, maybe an albino, for example. You cannot pick on him because of his color. But there was a day, remember the last event we had in church? Charlie White finished and was going down. He made a statement, and then I said something about
I remember that statement you made, and everybody does.
So I didn't pick on him. No. I think she watched it.
Yes. No, that's the one you did.
At my show?
At your show, yes.
Okay, this one is even another one. Yes, she was.
Okay.
That's why she's...
Buy ticket.
Wow.
She's an amazing girl. So those kind of stuff, they happen. We all pick on people, but there are levels to this thing. Some people, they don't crack jokes. Even the way they pick on you is very, very offensive. You don't insult people, I say.
Okay, so now you've actually not finished on the question I was asking. Okay. I was talking about how you get spontaneous, but then inside that question, let me also ask, because I remember in church when they're trying to bring in comedians, the first thing though the pastor would just tell you is, don't worry, he's a born again comedian. He doesn't use those vulgar words or insult people. So are there difference between the born again comedians and is there born again and then the classic or the contemporary? Which one?
Before you answer that question, I want cough. Doesn't a TV show.
Forget that. Everybody in a hypocrite. Only by born again or not born again. You understand? God loves us all. Are you getting it? The most important thing is being creative with your work, knowing what to do and what to say per time. Somebody like me, it is difficult, whether I'm in a secular event or I'm in a church event or whatever gathering, I don't use vulgar words.
Okay.
I don't use it. I find it difficult. When I even hear it, when I hear people say it, it's offensive to me. Naturally. Are you getting it? It's offensive to me. So they just tag you as, at the point they were saying, it's a gospel comedian. I am not a gospel comedian. I am a comedian.
Okay. So that means they are gospel comedians and they are classic.
Let me just say this. You know, in the genre of comedy, like music has genre, comedy has genre.
Oh, okay.
There is no such thing like gospel comedy in the genre.
Oh.
So that would be wrong to say that I'm a gospel comedian. But like I always say, that a tree will produce the fruits it is made of. A mango will produce mango fruits. So if you're a comedian who does not have evil content in you, who does not have carnal words in you, you will not produce carnal jokes. That's just the bottom line. People produce what they are made of. It is what is in your head that you speak. Out of the abundance of the heart,
your mouth will speak. All right, so we're actually due for a break, but before we go on that break, and then we're going to take one video from one person after the break, and then when we're done, we'll take another video from the next person. But before we go on that break, we always grew up with that mentality that comedians are sick in the head.
Where you grow?
Get that.
Where you grow?
You get that. Where you
Okay, so it depends on where you grow. Can you imagine? All right, viewers, let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue this comedy show, or this comedy edition of The Conversation with Loudvoice, and also we have Ybits. See you later after this time out. Do join us again.
In this life, be careful the kind of name they call your children. No, pastor, name they follow person. No, name is very important. One woman they always complain saying Pikin too they smoke. He carry and call me pastor, pray for her. I say, why did the boy not go smoke when the name am Benson? No, Pikin where you name Benson, what you go to do? Now Buju now you go to rap in shawarma. No jokes. Names are very, very important. You have to be careful. My name, my real name, before I name myself Ybits, my parents named me Winston. Amazing, Mona Club. In case you didn't know, the meaning of Winston is joy stone. That's a pillar of joy. That's why I make people laugh for a living. Don't play. If you play, you'll learn the hard way. No jokes. Be careful. One woman go name him Pikin Innocent. Innocent don't go join court. Pastor, who carry Innocent join court? Guess what? He ain't a salvation. Who wants save her now? When the police go arrest them, carry them, go police station, they were now doing their research. They now found out, say, Innocent father Nadibia. You see this life, at the end of the day, this life is two-faced. Ladies and gentlemen,
most comedians would complain that the most people that always want free ticket, they like Osho free, are families, friends, cronies. How do you deal with such and put everybody together?
Okay, I'll start from the Osho free. Are you guys? Okay, definitely there are people you give free tickets to. But for me, I sell all my tickets. Yes. Even the ticket I'm giving to my wife to attend the show, somebody bought it. Yeah. Somebody must have paid for maybe we do giveaway or whatever. Okay. Yes. Because this is my business. And I take it as my business. Because if you are selling clothes, I can't walk into your boutique and say you are my friend. I just pick a shirt and just walk away. No, I'll have to pay. The best you can do for me is to give me at a discounted rate.
True.
If you just joined us, this is The Conversation, reaching you from Kaftan's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. It is this Christmas edition of The Conversation, and today we're taking it a notch higher as we're talking comedy. My guest on the show today, I have two guests, and my first guest is Ybits. He is an MC and comedian, and my next guest is MC Loudvoice. And if you have actually just joined us, you missed quite a lot, but then you can still join in the second part of the show. Okay, before we went on that break, and then we've actually seen some of your works and what you do. But now let me ask you, what is the difference? I like two different perspectives from both of you. What is the difference between a comedian and the hype man?
From the name.
The difference is 7-Up. The difference is clear. I don't think, if you were asking if there's the difference between a skit maker, comedian, or... No, I
was going to ask him a hype man, a skit maker, a comedian, and a hype man. But that's what I'm asking you. Because I hear people say, my own work at hype. I know I'm not into comedy. But then when they're doing the hype stuff, you just find out that people are laughing to it. So what's the difference between these two?
Yeah, there's this hype man, somebody black. The guy is really funny with those words. When he's hyping, he uses some very funny words.
Very, yeah, where it's like, you don't get money, they pray for long life.
Yeah, those kind of stuff. And then you hear some comedians using those things also on stage. I think the difference, like I said, is 7-Up is clear. Like this guy works in a club or in a party, and then the other one works on...
So the hype man cannot do stand-up comedy?
If he's a comedian, he can. We have Steve, our guy now. Headmaster.
Okay.
Steve Headmaster. He is a comedian, but he does hype very well.
He focuses more on the hype.
If you pay me now, the kind of hype I'll hype you. You pay me. There's nothing. This my guy. He does, and he used to sell fruit of the womb. We didn't say anything now.
Okay, let's bring that same question. So what's the difference between a hype man, a skit maker, and then a comedian?
Hype man, skit maker, and a comedian. From the name, is actually the difference is actually clear. Okay, a comedian is a comedian. A skit maker is a skit maker. A hype man is a hype man. You understand? So I don't know which kind of explanation I might give again. Because this
when na school, I swear you go fail. This thing we talking na school, you know, fail man.
A hype man actually, in fact, he puts people in a particular mood. Okay. Especially, there are some persons maybe at a wedding party, they don't feel like dancing.
Yeah.
The hype man can actually do that job to ginger them. Let me use the word ginger them and put them in that mood of dancing. Okay, the hype man does that job. Skit maker is either watch him on the phone or on our TV or whatever. But live, when they come there, they are more or less like a guest appearance.
Yeah.
Okay, they are not there to do anything. Maybe their favorite line, they might just come there. If you give them the microphone, under 1-2 minutes, they are done saying what they want to say. Okay, after that particular time, it's over. Okay, then but for a comedian, it's your job. Your job there is to make people laugh. It's your job, so you need to come up with creative whatever. So for every function, you need to fit into that particular event. You go for a wedding, there are some jokes you don't crack at a wedding.
Okay.
Go for a government functions, there are some jokes. Your jokes should be tailored to every event.
True.
Are you getting it? There's a comedian that said one DJ went to play in an orphanage home and started playing techno.
Where your mama did.
Where your papa did. So that is totally
offensive.
You understand? So you need to just fit into every environment.
Okay, so because I know that you're a compare and a comedian, how do you now put the two?
That voice is everything, ritualist.
So if among people that are selling kidney.
No. I don't know.
No, you won't buy it.
Okay, so how do you combine compare being a MC and then being a comedian? Because I know that sometimes when you go for shows, it's strictly compare, MC, do your thing and go. But then sometimes you want to do the job of the MC and then the comedian together.
is you, like we said from the start of the event, you just know that this is the nature of events. That's why when you're going for an event or when you're being booked, you ask what kind of event.
Okay.
I have an event for
so
tomorrow.
at that point, that's when you now decide.
You try to find out what kind of event you're going for. I have an event for tomorrow, and it's not a Christian gathering, it's for Muslims. I cannot go there and say certain things. Do you understand? I know the kind of people I'm going to. I cannot carry myself and put in them. I have to be what they want me to be. So if you're going for a political event, you have to be what they want you to be. So you always ask questions and try to do your findings before you get into the event.
Okay.
What was the question again?
Compare and comedian.
Okay, being a compare, you just, if you know what you're going for, you fix yourself in. Yeah.
Okay. So just because I know that you have a show that is upcoming very soon, how do you ensure that your tickets get sold out? And if you get sold out, but so you have, you still need more supply, but then the demand is more, but then the supply is little. How do you fix all that in?
Okay. But first of all, it's not sold out yet. Neither here, it's not sold out. I need help. So I know I'm an offer. So buy tickets so I can feed. I don't know what to say. So, frankly speaking, like, I've never had, okay, I think it was my January 2nd show. The second show I had, we had 2 shows in one day. My guy, so he does that. So I borrowed from his concept. So I did a show. The first show it was okay. We had a good number. The second show we had overflow. And then we sold extra tickets. If the people...
What does extra ticket mean?
It was a sold out show.
More tickets?
We didn't make more tickets. We only gave them... And didn't show you offer no be tickets. So they came in and we had to arrange extra seats and all that. Okay. We're trying not to have that. So that we'll have the numbers we're preparing for. And so every time we want to do a show, if not for people who like to buy late hour shows, why not buy ahead? Then we'll just know that it's a sold out thing. But it happens sometimes.
All right, so now let's bring the same question to you. How do you, when you have sold out tickets, how do you ensure that other people who, like he talked about, the late entrants, how do you also bring them into the fore? And then most comedians would complain that the most people that will always want free ticket, they like Osho free, are families, friends, cronies. How do you deal with such and put everybody together?
Okay, I'll start from the Osho free. Are you guys? Okay, definitely there are people you give free tickets to. But for me, I sell all my tickets. Yes. Even the ticket I'm giving to my wife to attend the show, somebody
bought it. Yeah.
Somebody must have paid for what we do give away.
Okay.
Yes. Because this is my business. And I take it as my business. Because if you are selling clothes, I can't walk into your boutique and say you are my friend. I just pick a shirt and just walk away. No, I'll have to pay. The best you can do for me is to give me at a discounted rate.
True.
And that's the best I do for my friends.
Okay.
Then how I deal with the issue of sold out and we have more people coming, I think I've been able to conquer that particular aspect at my own event. I don't sell tickets the day of my show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if someone wants to buy,
I tell
wait
them
for next year.
You will have to wait till next year. There is no space. I sell out before the show because it helps you to organize better. You know, it helps you to be more organized. It helps you to, for example, instead of starting or waiting for people to come and buy ticket before you start your show, it helps you to kill the idea of African time. You know that, okay, people that have already bought their ticket, they are only coming for the show. So you are not expecting, hey, God, people will come this show, so I don't know how it will be. No. We're only expecting them to come, and we'll tell them that if you don't come, and the show is actually time bound. I tell you that the show is a 2-hour show. Okay. If you come by 6 p.m., if the show is 5 to 7, if you come by 6, it automatically means you have just an hour to stay in the show.
Oh, okay. So if it ends at 7, it stops at 7.
It stops at 7 because I do 2 shows in a day.
Okay.
Yes. I do 5 to 7.
Did I not tell you he's a ritualist?
I do 8 to 10. And both shows are sold out.
How do you do it?
And both shows are always sold out.
Did you not see his movie with Kana? Have you seen his movie?
I saw that.
I did my show in October. Okay. 2 shows. 5 to 7, 8 to 10. I finished selling the ticket in August.
Oh.
Yes. I finished, but I couldn't announce sold out because some people paid for giveaway. But I needed to sell some of the tickets to people that I know will always buy instead of them to just bank on, give me giveaway, give me giveaway. Do you understand? So we've been able to at least conquer that particular part to a large extent. I announced it ahead, no ticket sales at the venue.
Oh, okay.
That is
Give me grace to follow. Abundant grace to follow.
So basically that's it.
Okay, so and I going back to the question I asked you before with regards to the comedian, the skit maker, and then the hype man. We've seen that it looks like it keeps shifting. During the COVID-19 era, that's when skit makers became prominent. They came on board and then became prominent at that time. But then comedians, they've been there all along, and then they're still there. Then the hype man looks like it just started. So what is the future for your kind of job?
For my kind of job, is still evolving. Okay, in fact, we've not even scratched up to 1% of the potentials in this particular industry called stand-up comedy. Because when you look at presently now, comedians are now being nominated for Grammys, and that's a big one. It's a sign that we've not started in Nigeria at all. Okay, when you look at the Western world, you will know that okay, there is future for this particular craft. So we have a long way to go. We've not scratched 1% of the potentials in this particular industry. So the road's still long, the journey far.
Okay. So now, Ybits, if you have to compare with all through, what do you see for the future for not just being a comedian, but as a compare also? What's the future like?
You know, when we were going to start the show, you asked why I was wearing a shade, and I told you the future is bright. That's why I'm wearing the shade. I think the future is bright if we do the right thing.
Are you talking about Nigeria?
Yeah, I'm talking about Nigeria. If you see what the music, Nigerian music looks like right now, it's because structures were beginning to be put in place. They were beginning, the industry, music industry started putting in structure the way it should be. You know, so that's what happened. If comedy put the right structure and the right attitude to what we're doing, it's going to go a long way.
All right. So now, what's this new way of you have people wearing female, like male comedians wearing female dresses? Is that the new crude?
People are different. People are different, but I'm trying to be careful.
Can you
show it to my head in the industry? So people are different. For me, I'm not going to.
We will not see you tying gaily.
No.
With rapper.
No.
Makeup.
No. It's not that. Okay, man. I can't do it. Like, it's not bad. It sells for them. That's how a lot of people came to limelight. I mean,
the likes of Just
Too Funny. He did it, and the moment he got to
never tried it
again. You get, when was the last time you saw him in that outfit? Josh Down is a big boy, so he won't do Mama Felicia anymore. So
it means if Mama Felicia brought you in, just find and then
people can get tired of something.
Okay.
Do you get?
You just need to keep. Okay, let me give a very perfect example of one comedian. He doesn't dress like a woman, but he's somebody that understood his craft, and he's a skit maker. Nas Boy.
Perfect.
Okay.
Nas Boy came into the industry, came into limelight,
imitating Davido.
Mimicking Davido. We all loved it. Nigerians. The boy understand this country. Then they get patient too. Well, like you small like
that's
this.
Just it.
If you like, you remain there. Now that you're going to say,
you this thing don't.
No budget. Okay.
You understand? So from there, he moved. He created some characters for himself.
Okay.
He was doing several characters. Presently now, he's singing. So the music thing has always been in him.
True.
But he was looking for a means to actually express this particular aspect of himself.
Okay.
Okay, so he saw this platform when he came into the industry through me making Obio From there, he hinged on doing something else. He started another craft. He created different characters as a skit maker. The same thing Josh Funny did.
Yeah.
Josh Funny started as a stand-up comedian. He's a very good stand-up comedian. But he became popular through his skit.
Okay.
Then he started creating different characters, till this particular one is doing more of the auditions now. One audition, and that one actually took him to American Got Talent. You know, so you just have to keep evolving. You don't stay put at a particular spot. If not, time will pass you. You just have to keep evolving, move with the trends, see what's happening, try as much as possible to be up to date. Then the style will be important.
All right then. So now let's go straight to. I'm going to be asking you a few questions, and I'd like you to just strike immediately. Not you don't even have time to think too much. So now for we'll start with you from 2023 because we ended with you. So we'll start with you. For 2023, what was your most controversial scene in 2023 for you?
Strike.
Great. What's it for you?
Strike.
No, what's it for you? Why?
It's almost strike.
That means he didn't even answer your question.
He said strike.
You gave him
I thought you strike action that he meant.
ASU strike.
That is the industrial action.
That's not what he meant. So you
Anyway.
ask him to strike, and he used the word strike.
I don't pass.
But was that the year we had? Yeah, that's the year we had the longest strike.
Yes.
If you ask me that question, I'm going to tell you NSAS.
And so
It was
That's when
2020.
this year.
It was 2020. You said 2020.
2023.
2023.
Oh, 2023. Okay, let's go. Ask me my own now.
You don't feel that one. Okay. So for 2023, slangs that came up in 2023.
Oyibo mango tise, poor mango tise na Noah's Ark career. You remember that one? She don't even
I
know.
know Sabia.
Poor mango tise na suit I wear so. Oh, she don't even know. Okay, which
give us
other
another
one? Trend. Help me now. I don't do things for you for this life. Help me. Which other has this? I don't know. Like.
At least you don't answer.
I don't answer. I don't know.
Alright, give us one. MC Loudvoice.
You don't ask me my own before.
No, another question with this.
Another question with this one. Slang.
Okay, slang will trend this year. I plenty. He plenty. You understand?
I think you don't think.
Talk now. You don't waste time. You don't even think.
Sure. Think me. You
Make I tell you what, Mary. You go explain.
I want to keep my blind.
Okay. So, who was your best music artist in 2023?
It's me, I'm a church boy now. So me I do, but if you want me to really say, it's always Davido. Always Davido. Or Fireboy, even though I don't listen to Fireboy.
I love Kiss Daniel.
Yeah, Kiss Daniel is everybody's guy, but we always forget his name like I just did. But he's everybody's man. Everybody's man. But every day is Davido.
Okay.
Every day.
So, what's the dance trend that came out in 2023? The striking one for you?
Our guy in a nice boy. It's our guy now.
All right. So, how much did, for both of you, I'm going to ask both of you this same question because we've seen so many controversy. So, which of the controversy that came out all through 2023, which one struck more to you?
Who? Loud or why?
Why?
Okay. We had for entertainment or generally, it was election matters now. For me, it was an election issue, but I wouldn't like to talk about it because of the platform we are.
Okay, let's do entertainment then.
It was Davido calling some people old cats or new cats. You heard when he talked about some musicians, and I made a joke out of it, and that joke is always a play for me every time. So I liked it that Davido is always on the news. I like it, and I made a joke out of it, and it's working for me.
So, MC Loud, what's it for you? Most controversial thing that happened in 2023
is when they rip Zazu.
You are in here. You know, you
all right, very quick, without thinking. Drinks or cash?
Cash.
Cash.
Which one we drink? Can I not use my cash to buy drink?
Cash or Bible cash. I don't even think I use money buy Bible.
Okay, for you, Azul or Four Cousins?
Azul, everything cousin. I don't want it before.
You know, see, they don't change Azul name, because the company says they make only 100, or is it 1,000 in a year?
100 in a year.
100 in a year.
But that's for a particular kind.
Oh, okay. I don't take
that kind too. That kind where they say they produce 100 a year. Kind. Somebody don't buy 89. Only one person.
That's
what many people they buy.
You know how they shut down clubs.
They've been drinking as BK.
Okay. So before we allow you go, our time is fast spent.
Oh, no one going anywhere. Let's continue.
Before we allow you go, one person will do a comedy and the other person will sing one of the hardest Christmas songs that give you trauma.
He's a stand-up comedian. I'm still sticking to my song.
Okay, so I think both of you are going to do this Christmas song. And just give us just small of that Christmas song that traumatized you when you were a kid.
Trauma.
Like me, was the first day of Christmas. I just realized that it's poetry in the poetry yesterday.
Na poetry. Now you don't know. Common poetry.
Lyrics.
Okay, so give us one.
Jingle bell, jingle bell.
You cannot sing my song.
If you know feel by foul, whether make you by rat, no matter where you go, jingle bell, this Christmas must taste you.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way.
What is my song, black face?
You know, so hey God.
Okay, so now let's get like a comedy from both of you before we sign out.
Let my elder go.
Go ahead.
You know, say really nothing really funny for this country. So telling us to make a joke is really funny. Where do you live?
Gwarimpa.
Gwarimpa. You don't have traffic here now. Try living. If you were living in Nyanya, they go don't sack you for this place. They will sack you because of the traffic. And I don't know if you've ever passed through the traffic. Nyanya traffic. Now
yes,
the worst place to ever be. One day while they travel from Jos, they come back. One of my friends, when I sit down with, I was playing music with my phone. He can't tell me, say, make I buy earpiece. Say the way I play music with my phone, say no make sense. Say I disturb people inside the car. Now he can't advise me, I buy earpiece. As I buy the earpiece, I no test them. Now I carry and go as I come in the morning. I wake up to wear the earpiece. My ear can't do overheating. As I wear them, I can open the earpiece. I can't see a radiator wire and then they use connector. I wake up. Another day, that same guy can advise me, say, make I buy shoe. Inside one boutique for Nyanya. As I buy the shoe, inside the boutique, they write Adidas. So when I carry and come as they write Adada.
Actually not, I don't know people that stay there. I don't know how you cope. I don't know. I will make Santa Claus fall into depression. They invite them to come share gift to the hula.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been a wonderful time. Please, before you go, I'd like you to say and wish our viewers a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, respectively.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you all. Apart from those in Nyanya, I wish you all Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I wonder what is your problem with Nyanya people.
Which one is my camera?
Okay, here's the camera.
Hi there, my name is Ybits, the Swittalka. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Let me tell you, if you no get the one way you get, hold on. No do pass yourself. I
remember one particular quote he used to say. It always resonates with me most times. He say, if you can't, can what you can.
If you can't, can what you can.
And count what you can.
Just no.
Eat what you can and can what you can't. Eat what you can and can what
Especially
you can.
This Christmas.
Yeah, this Christmas.
Most definitely. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a wonderful time. It's been an amazing time having this discussion with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your time and then even making us laugh, despite how for some people they'll tell you that this Christmas is not Christmasing at all. And then someone was even saying that if you dirty this Christmas, prepare your soap and your water to wash them for January.
Sometimes if you just watch maybe Laughaton TV, at least you feel the mood of Christmas. I tell you a bit. I went from my area. Where they never born Joseph.
Not the God of Jesus.
If not here they born Jesus. If not this country they born Jesus. Maybe place like Nyanya. They go kidnap her.
What is this really about Nyanya people?
Success day now.
Nyanya people, what's going to do this, guys? Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a wonderful time having this talk with you.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, that's where we end this conversation for today. We have been chatting with Ybits, who is the Swittalka, and we also had a chat with MC Loudvoice, and it's been a wonderful time here on The Conversation. Keep watching The Conversation, because you never know who my next guest will be or what I will be speaking of next. My name is Annabel Orji. God bless you and yours. God bless Nigeria, and have yourself a very Merry Christmas.
Money good though. I'm telling you the truth. Money. I said the first day I give my wife 20,000. The amount you give your wife, they determine the pet name where they call you. I give my wife 20,000, may they cook. That day, my wife called me honey. I said, wow. The next week I add 5,000. My wife called me honey bunch. I said, I will surprise this woman. The third week, I give her 200,000. My wife don't know when they call